I found 4 new Mac apps that I think are super practical. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. And the first one's called KeyboardCleanerTool. Now this is something I think that should be included in every laptop, Windows or Mac, just by default in the settings. Now what it does is it locks all of your keyboard and your touchpad input so that you can clean your keyboard worry-free of pressing or activating anything. You know, sometimes you gotta open up a text note because you're like, I'm gonna start hitting all these keys. With this, you don't have to do that. You just turn it on, it locks all the input, and then once you're done, you use your mouse to click unlock, and then you're back to normal. So this is something that's free. All the download links are going to be in the description, but this is something that should have been included by default by Apple for sure. On to app number 2. This app's called Vanilla. It allows you to customize your top menu bar and hide away items that you just don't want to see. When you're running a few extra apps and all these add-ons and extensions, that top menu bar is going to start getting a little bit cluttered. So if you're like me and you want it to be cleaned up a little bit, this app's perfect for that. All you do is hold your command key down, drag the icons wherever you want, drag them all the way to the left past the little arrow, and then that's hidden away. So one thing I noticed while using this is that if you have Vanilla running with apps hidden and whatever, like your setup, if you launch an app that adds something to the top menu bar, it's not going to show up and it's going to look all like glitched because it's not going to show up there. It will be running, but you won't be able to access your menu from the menu bar. The way you fix that is just you close Vanilla and then relaunch it, and then you'll see that your app shows up there. So I don't know if that's just with me, but it's not a big deal. It's just a small workaround. And for a free app, this thing works perfect. Now onto app number 3, and it's called Rocket Emoji Selector. Now this is actually by the same developer as Vanilla, so this guy knows what he's doing. What it allows you to do is push down your colon key on your keyboard and then start searching for an emoji, and it will pop up relevant emojis that you want to place. So this is actually a feature that's already built into some apps. I know that Notion and Discord already have this, but this app allows you to have it globally on your Mac. So without this, the normal way to select an emoji on your Mac is holding Control Command Space. Now that's inefficient. There could have been a lot of easier ways to implement emoji selection, but this guy found a solution and it works really well, and I would highly recommend it. Now on to app number 4. This is the last one, and it's called MediaMate. Now what this does is put a now playing widget on your MacBook screen. Now if you have a newer Mac with a notch, this is going to look a lot better because it takes use of the positioning of the notch to sort of imitate the dynamic island on iOS by popping it down and showing you what's playing now, and it allows you to skip. It allows you to click and expand to your music player of choice. I use Spotify, so it's working well with that. It also changes the theme of your sliders when you increase or decrease your volume, your brightness, your keyboard brightness. It sort of just imitates the look of iOS's sliders, so it sort of gives a nice design language carried on between both of your iPhone and your Mac if you're an Apple fan, which I'm sure you are if you're watching this video. And I like it because it sort of just feels more complete, and it feels like something Apple would have done. So to me, it just feels right. Now the app is paid and free. It's a weird thing they got going. You can run the demo mode for 30 minutes indefinitely, but between expiring the 30 minutes and then restarting a new one, you gotta wait 30 seconds, so it's not bad. But you can pick a license up for this for around $7 which isn't horrible. You can try it out. If you really like it, then I think it's worth the $7 for a full-time license. So that basically concludes my video. I hope you enjoyed. I love finding new Mac apps, so if you want to see more of these, I have a whole lot more in the pipeline. Be sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, like it and comment to me which app in this video was your favorite. So thanks for watching, and peace out. If you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more. Oh my god, that doesn't make sense.